What's up, y'all? It's your boy eBay Fight Predictions in the building, and this is your Dan Hooker versus Claudio Puelles breakdown. I love this fight for Dan Hooker and Claudio Puelles. I think both these guys have worked their way up to this moment, and this is a big fight for Dan Hooker. This is the crossroad fight. So he's playing the gatekeeper role, and does he defend his spot or does he seamlessly go downhill as a lightweight contender? For Claudio Puelles, this is his biggest fight of his career. This is an opportunity to get ranked. He's on a good run right now. He's beating some good guys. And yeah, he's looked really, really good. He's looked really improved since one of his debut fights in the UFC. But yeah, man, it's a big fight for both guys. I can't wait for it. Obviously, let's look at the rankings and see where Dan is ranked, actually. I haven't done that in a minute. I think he's ranked like 15 or 14, something like that. But yeah, I mean, it's a big fight though. And man, fucking UFC 281 is stacked with phenomenal fights that are just awesome. So yeah, Dan is number 12, and obviously Claudio is not ranked. So yeah, big fight for him. So hey, it is what it is. But yeah, let's look at the stats. Dan Hooker comes with a record of 21-12, so a lot of experience over about a lot of fights, man. But some losses, a lot of losses. Somewhat of a journeyman record, but I mean, he's an experienced guy and he's beating some really, really good dudes. Don't get it twisted. He's fighting in New Zealand, age 32. I had a 6 foot and I reached 75.5. So he's always been a long dude, tall, lanky guy, good knees. You can just look from his size, and he's fought at featherweight, but I feel like his best years, and he's always good at lightweight. He's always going to be solid at lightweight. Claudio Puelles has a record of 12-2. He's fighting out of Peru, but he's actually fighting out of Florida. He's a Sanford guy. Age 26, a height of 5'10", and reaches 72. So yeah, he has the smaller arms going into this matchup, and yeah, I like this matchup for Dan. Even the size wise, Claudio's always had that bit of an advantage of being the longer guy. He's kick heavy, and obviously you can see the imprint that Henry Hooft and all those dudes have on him now. He looks like a way better, slicker striker, but I think Dan has him beat in the stand-up still because of first of all, the length, and Dan is just more of an accomplished and experienced striker in there. So that's also another thing. But if you look at the run that Claudio's been on, he's been on a decent run. I have a lot of love for him because he put it on Jordan Levin, and I'll never in a million years disrespect him for that. But yeah, I mean, his Felipe Silva fight, that's the fight I tell people to watch a lot, man. Man, he was getting beat dead to rights by this guy, and man, did he pull out one of the luckiest knee bars I've ever seen in my life. So that's why I kind of doubt his ability to beat Dan. I know a lot of people are actually picking this guy to go beat Dan, but if you watch some of his older fights, he's never been that great of a technical striker. He's a good jiu-jitsu player, but when it comes to striking, I've seen him get lit up before, beat up. You know, if guys like Felipe Silva can do that, and yes, it was in 2018, and some might say we have a different Dan Hooker right now than what we've had before. I still think right now it's just he's not on Dan's level, but that's just my opinion. He has that win over Jordan Levitt, which I'm like, thank you. I was one of the only guys on fucking YouTube, I felt like I was picking him over Jordan Levitt. He's taught Jordan Levitt how to fucking strike and grapple. He had that weirdly competitive fight with Chris Guzmacher or however you say his name. Chris is actually he's kind of good, man. He beat Rafa Garcia. So I'm not saying Chris is a bum or anything, but he did struggle with Guzmacher in the stand-up and the grappling. But eventually he ended up subbing him and finishing him. So it does show his level. He is a good guard player. And yeah, and I feel you got to finish guys like Chris Guzmacher. If you can't finish him, then I don't know how to look at you. You know, like guys like Rafa Garcia couldn't finish him. You know what I'm saying? So either you're that Rafa Garcia or that you're that Alexander Hernandez level, you know? And that's how I kind of look at Claudio Puelles. I kind of look at him as the verge of being ranked, and he has some raw talent. But I don't know if he can really mess with those top 15 guys. And then obviously he's coming off that impressive win over Clay Guida, who was on a bit of a kind of run. He was coming off that Santos victory, submitting him. So, I mean, Clay Guida was on some good momentum, but Puelles, I mean, is just levels above a guy like Clay Guida right now. Clay's old. He's not in his prime anymore. Yeah, Clay can beat some lightweights, but he can't beat a lot of those top guys. You know, it's too hard. But yeah, he's on a good run. He really is. Nothing but respect to Claudio, but you look at what Dan has accomplished, and yeah, I know he's on some rough times, but he's beaten some legit guys, and he's been in the octagon with some legit guys, you know. You know, he has that win. His last one was against Nasrat, who's also coming off a win just recently. Beat Paul Felder, Ali Quinta, James Vick, Gilbert Burns, Jim Miller, Mark Duquesne, who's on a fucking run right now, Ross Pearson. He's beaten a lot of good dudes. Yeah, he's lost to some guys. He lost to Yair Rodriguez, Jason Knight, which isn't the greatest thing in the look, Edson Barboza, Dustin Poirier in a great fight. Lost to Michael Chandler in the first round. Got submitted by Makhachev in the first round. He just got finished by Arnold Allen in the first round. So, yeah, he's not on the greatest run in terms of wins and losses and wins, but I truly believe against Arnold Allen, I think the weight cut had a factor, and also I just felt like he didn't fight a smart fight, man. He didn't fight like how he fought Nasrat. He didn't put that jab, that stick on him. He wasn't utilizing his jab well. He's kind of utilizing his jab almost as a rangefinder. And every time Arnold would come in the pocket, slip his head, and hit the right over and over again. And he didn't make the right adjustments to that fight. And yeah, he got finished. Good on him. Good on Allen, you know, respect to it. But I truly believe if Dan fought a way smarter fight than he did in there, I think it's a completely different outcome. You look at the Nasrat fight, yeah, you can say Nasrat's not that good, but he was able to out-grapple Nasrat, and I thought he did well in the striking against Nasrat. He put it on him. He put beautiful body kicks on him, beautiful pressure. And that's why I think Dan is good, is at a good distance in the middle, standing his ground. And yeah, he applies good pressure, you know. It's just, and his knees are beautiful. It's just, he has to do a better job of not getting hit. And I know some people felt like the wars have really hurt him, but he lost to Islam Makhachev on short notice. He got caught by Michael Chandler. Michael Chandler hits like a truck, so no shame in that. Chandler's like one of the first guys to finish Tony Ferguson and Dan, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, that guy just hits hard. And simply, I think the Arnold Allen fight, I feel like it shouldn't be even though I know it's his last fight, I feel like it's not a big factor coming into this one, because this is at lightweight, different weight class, different opponent. Dan's already smoked another jiu-jitsu guy from fucking Sanford. That was Gilbert Burns. And Gilbert is way better than Claudio Puelles. I know Gilbert was cutting weight a lot too, but still, he smoked that guy. I think he's going to smoke Claudio too. I think he's better than Claudio. Yeah, I'm rocking with Claudio over... No, I said I'm rocking with Claudio. I'm rocking Dan Hooker over Claudio Puelles by third round TKO. Yeah, can I see Dan messing up, maybe shooting for a bad takedown, thinking that he's the better grappler of the two and getting caught? Yeah, maybe, but I think Dan's gonna go back to his finishing ways, and I think he finishes Claudio Puelles. Claudio Puelles is also a tough guy. He's a tough punching bag, but I think Dan has a beat in the toughness area. And I think just Dan's the more experienced fighter, you know, going to this one. And I think for this training camp, I think he's going to be super motivated to really get a win here. I don't think he wants to lose. I think he really wants to win. So I'm rocking with Dan Hooker by third round TKO. But hope you guys enjoyed the video. Go follow me on my Instagram and my Twitter. Like, comment, and share the video. Let's get this eBay Fight Prediction Nations growing. And y'all know I love Dan Hooker. He's my guy. So let's root for Dan. Team Hangman in the building. Love y'all and goodbye. I'm out of here.